Hey y'all, and welcome to the new book releases for the week of April 24th. I'm excited. This one has one of my anticipated releases of the month on here, and also one that I think a lot of other people are anticipating, waiting for, because it's a very, can I say beloved? It's a newer author, but still I think they have made big things, like lots of people are loving the books. So they have a new release this week too. And we will just start off this list in our biggest genre, and there will be timestamps for each of the different genres. So let's get into it. Starting this week is going to be the romance genre, and with my anticipated release, we will say it's going to be Happy Place by Emily Henry. This one I am very curious for because it seems to deviate from her other books, as I don't think either of the main characters have anything to do with the book world. So I want to see how this goes. It's an interesting concept though. It is another rom-com though. We're still in the rom-com. No, Pen, you make the screen go funny. Alright. Harriet and Wynne have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls, except for now, for reasons that they are still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their best friends, which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage that has been their friend group's yearly getaway for the last decade. Their annual respite from the world, where for one vibrant, blissful week they leave behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine, and seafood, and soak up the salty coastal air with the people who understand them most. Only this year, Harriet and Wynne are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other. Because the cottage is for sale, and this is the last week they'll all have together in this place. They can't stand to break their friends' hearts, and so they'll play their parts. Harriet will be the driven, surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Wynne will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. It's a flawless plan if you look at it from a great distance and through a pair of sunscreen-smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard could it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who know you best? So, yes, want to check out. Definitely want to check it. I'm sure my library will get it, and I can. The next one is a new series. This is actually the second book in the series, but I think it's going to be similar to her Something Billionaire series. And this is King of Pride by Anna Hong, and this is the Kings of Sin series. So as I think it's similar to the other series in that each book is going to focus on different couples, so that way you can read them independent of each other maybe. This one, though, says she's his opposite in every way and the greatest temptation he has ever known. Reserved, controlled, and proper to a fault, Kai Young has neither the time nor the inclination for chaos, and Isabella, with her purple hair and inappropriate jokes, is chaos personified. With a crucial CEO vote looming and a media empire at stake, the billionaire heir can't afford the distraction she brings. Isabella is everything he shouldn't want, but with every look and every touch, he's tempted to break all of his rules and claim her as his own. Bold, impulsive, and full of life, Isabella Valencia has never met a party she doesn't like or a man she couldn't charm, except for Kai Young. It shouldn't matter. He's not her type. The man translates classics into Latin for fun, and his membership at the exclusive club where she bartends means he's strictly off limits. But she can't deny that beneath his cool exterior is a man who could make her melt with just a touch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No matter how hard they try, they can't resist giving into their forbidden desires, even if it costs them everything. I mean, those last two lines, that was fine. But that one before that, it shouldn't make me giggle, I guess, but it did. Okay, we will transition now from fantasy to YA that has nothing to do with romance. At least this one doesn't. It's This Delicious Death by Kayla Cottingham. 2 years ago, a small percentage of the population underwent a transformation known as the hollowing. Those affected were only able to survive by consuming human flesh. The people who went without quickly became feral, turning on their friends and family. Luckily, scientists were able to create a synthetic version of human meat that would satisfy their hunger. As a result, humanity slowly began to return to normal. Cut to Zoe Celeste Valeria and Jasmine, 4 hollow girls living in South California. As a last hurrah before graduation, they decide to attend a music festival in the heart of the desert. They have a cooler filled with seltzer, vodka, and Synthaflush and are ready to party. But on the first night of the festival, Val goes feral and ends up killing and eating a boy in one of the bands. As other festival guests start disappearing around them, the girls soon discover someone is targeting people like them. And if they can't figure out how to stop it, and soon, no one at the festival will be getting out alive. I like the way that book sounds. I do. Because, yeah, I just like the way that book sounds. I mean, it is almost like zombies. But then again, it's another one like it's like a pandemic spread across the population and we all just had weird side effects. I like the way it sounds. I hope it turns out good. Then this next one is a nonfiction and it's kind of a financy book. I think it's almost targeted YA, but you know, it could be any young adult, new adult type thing because it's a finance book. This is Money Out Loud by Berna Anat. It says, so no one taught you about money either. Let's figure this mess out together. In this illustrated, deeply unserious guide to money, Berna Anat, aka the financial hype woman, freaks out her immigrant parents by doing the unthinkable, talking about money loudly. Because we're done staying silent, anxious, and ashamed about our money. It's time to join the party and finally learn about what the financial stuff that always felt too confusing. Stuff like how to actually budget, save, and invest, but also make it fun. How our traumas shape our most toxic money habits and how to create new patterns. How to build wealth in a system designed to keep us broke. How to use money to fund our biggest dreams and change the world. No more keeping our money on mute. This time, it's time to grab the mic. So, I think that one's going to be a good book, and I really do hope more people will find it and pick it up, because that is something that I don't think they teach at least enough of us in high school about how to use your money in the real world. Now, though, we will move into a funner subject. Well, money's fun. But we'll talk about fantasy now. And this one is the one that I think is going to be on a lot of people's anticipated releases as well. That's In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune. In a strange little home built into the branches of grow trees live 3 robots. Fatherly inventor android Giovanni Lawson, a pleasantly sadistic... That does say sadistic, okay. Nurse machine, and a small vacuum desperate for love and attention. Victor Lawson, a human, lives there too. That sounds unsafe. They're a family hidden and safe. The day Vic salvages and repairs an unfamiliar android labeled Hap, he learns of a shared dark past between Hap and Geo, a past spent hunting humans. Okay. When Hap unwittingly alerts robots from Geo's former life about their whereabouts, the family is no longer hidden and safe. Geo is captured and taken back to his old laboratory in the city of Electric Dreams. So together, the rest of Vic's assembled family must journey across an unforgiving and otherworldly country to rescue Geo from decommission or worse, reprogramming. Along the way to save Geo, amid conflicted feelings of betrayal and affection for Hap, Vic must decide for himself, can he accept love with strings attached? Okay, it says it was inspired by The Adventures of Pinocchio and Swiss Family Robinson meets Wall-E. Okay then. We'll have to see how that one turns out. The next one is Night Angel Nemesis by Brent Weeks. This one is continuing in the world he created in the original Night Angel trilogy. Because of that, I don't think I can read too much of its description, except maybe this beginning. It's after the war that cost him so much, Callan Stern is broken and alone. He's determined not to kill again, but an impending amnesty will pardon the one murderer he can't let walk free. He promises himself this is the last time. One last hit to tie up the loose ends of his old lost life. But some jobs are too hard for an easy conscience, and some enemies are so powerful the only answer lies in the shadows. And then other parts, because I haven't read the original Night Angel trilogy, I don't know if the other parts would be spoilers. So that first line could have also been a spoiler. I don't know. Now though, we will move into a crime thriller, which is Small Mercies by Dennis Lehane. In the summer of 1974, a heat wave blankets Boston, and Mary Pat Fennessy is trying to stay one step ahead of the bill collector. Mary Pat has lived her entire life in the housing projects of Southie, the Irish-American enclave that stubbornly adheres to old tradition and stands proudly apart. One night, Mary Pat's teenage daughter, Jules, stays out late and doesn't come home. The same evening, a young black man is found dead, struck by a subway train under mysterious circumstances. The two events seem unconnected, but Mary Pat, propelled by a desperate search for her missing daughter, begins turning over stones best left untouched, asking questions that bother Marty Butler, chieftain of the Irish mob, and the men who work for him, men who don't take kindly to any threat to their business. Set against the hot, tumultuous months when the city's desegregation of its public schools exploded into violence. It says this is a brutal depiction of criminality and power and an unflinching portrait of the dark heart of American racism. And our last one is a cozy mystery. This is technically the second book in this series, but I don't think they are too much, except it would have, you would already know some bits about the character and the town where this is, because it's a cozy mystery. And it's A Midsummer Murder by Jerry Croteau. The first book was Santa Stabbing, so it's a Christmassy book. Maybe I'll put that on my Christmas list for reading, at Christmas. We'll see. Let's see. Only Angel Warren, a retired Navy pilot and owner of Shop Round the World, can turn a summer day at the river into a murder investigation. But when her brother Bryce's unicorn float snags on a corpse's hand, suddenly Angel and Bryce are suspects. It doesn't help that Angel knows the victim and was one of the last people to see Hank Price alive, or that Angel witnessed a disturbing argument between Hank and his wife. Plus, she and Bryce may have heard the shot that killed Hank. Still don't see how any of that makes them suspects, but yeah. Once Angel inserts herself into the middle of the investigation, this time with her best friend Detective Trinity Collins' tacit approval. Who could have wanted Hank dead? Angel soon discovers Hank had a secret life that included sketchy business dealings and a gambling addiction. The question isn't how Angel will juggle her sleuthing alongside managing her gift shop during the height of tourist season, family drama, and a burgeoning romance. It's how will Angel solve the crime without stumbling into the killer's sight. It sounds cute. It does sound cute. Like, it might be a series worth picking up. Those are all the books for this week. Maybe you were able to find something new and intriguing sounding, or know for sure that a book you were looking forward to is coming out this week. Thank you guys so much for being here, and if you haven't, you can check out my unboxing from this weekend that obviously I filmed the same day as this one. And if you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing so you can come back for all the future new release books, anticipated releases, and book reviews that hopefully I will be getting done soon. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you're finding something awesome to read, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.